Okay, seems to be alive. Hey everyone. Quick thing before I start. I was going to do a review of Guardians of the Galaxy, and I have seen it. I saw it about a week ago, and pretty much just I put it off, and yeah, now I'm pretty much going to have to see the movie again, which seeing the movie in the first place earned me a free ticket. So I'd explain exactly how, but it wasn't, oh, you're seeing Guardians of the Galaxy, here's a free ticket sort of situation. Um, so, yeah, I'll be seeing that again before I'd actually do the review, which I will try to make shorter than my How to Train Your Dragon 2 review by basically just reading out a plot summary or something, or just dot pointing the plot. Um, and then just giving my thoughts, because that'll probably cut down about, I don't know, a good 40 minutes maybe. So, yeah. um, anyway. Haven and Sugar City Con, the first two pop culture things, I guess, that I've gone to. Both local as well. They're both held in my hometown, so main reason I went. Haven was an 18 plus event. Pretty much, I guess, because there was free booze. Like that's pretty much, come on. Otherwise, they'd have to, because then they'd have to make them get carded every time they're going to the thing. So it's easier just to do it that way. Um, and it was really fun. It was the first one I ever went to. Technically, it's an expo, which really a lot of people are just calling it a con anyway, or called it a con anyway, because I guess they're just used to calling them that, maybe, or something. But I guess to me, Sugar City Con was more of one because there was more. I don't really want to say to do, but I guess more to buy. Because let's face it, what's a convention without things to buy? Technically, a store called Game Traders had a little stall set up, but they were the only ones that really had a stall set up. There was like a cosplay thing set up as well, which I never really looked at for whatever reason. I mean, I'm not really a cosplayer yet, so maybe that's why. They also had Magic the Gathering going on. They had N64. They had tournaments, gaming tournaments. There was a Mortal Kombat. Uh, sorry, like it was Mortal Kombat 9. I honestly thought it was going to be one of the 64 games, but no. It was the Mortal Kombat 9. So, or just flat out Mortal Kombat since it's a reboot. Um, they had that set up generally. Um, they actually had Mario Kart 8 there, which I never bothered to play because I don't have a Wii U yet, so I wouldn't want to have to learn the controls just so I could play that. That wasn't. Excuse me. That wasn't a contest or anything. That was just sort of there. They had some other games too that I didn't really bother looking into. On that where the Wii U and that was set up, because I think they had like a FIFA game going, and it was like, I don't care. I like soccer, but I really don't care about video games. They had Gold. Did I say that they have GoldenEye 007 on the N64? Super Smash Brothers, the original one, also on N64, and on the last 64 console, they had Mario Kart 64. and which they also had a tournament for. There was a GoldenEye tournament, the Mortal Kombat tournament, and Mario Kart 64 tournament. I seem to do a hell of a lot better in the practice stuff, so just people playing for the fun of it, than I did when I actually was in the competition, because I didn't even get past the first round. I was one of the first 4 people to play it. And I got my ass kicked, pretty much. I forget exactly what I came, but you had to come first. And I'm pretty sure I came third or fourth. So that was like, fuck. Especially since it was on the first circuit. So that was really embarrassing. I forget exactly what happened, but I guess really I wasn't expecting anything, because I have not played an N64 since I was in like primary school, I think. Maybe high school. But yeah, I'm much more used to the Mario Kart Wii controls and the Mario Kart Double Dash controls for the GameCube. So, um, yeah, but I did win a few, sort of just for fun thingos. I utterly got thrashed once, though, when they did Yoshi's Valley, I think it's called, at 150 cc's, dead. I just kept falling off that goddamn side of it, and it was just like, I'm dead. So I came second twice, first at least twice, and like fourth probably a few times. I don't think I ever came third. I was either first, second, or last. Weird. Cards Against Humanity was actually most of what I did while I was there. The benefit of it being 18 plus. Like initially, I just walked around to see what the hell was in there, because it kind of slipped my mind that that's where Cards Against Humanity was being done. And the music, the pounding fucking music, it wasn't bad music or anything, but like it just pound and pound and pound and pound, and like for someone like me who's not used to that, because I don't go to clubs or anything, eventually that sort of starts affecting you, and you're like, whoa, I need to get out of here. So I just went around in there and just sat down for a while. And then eventually 2 girls come in and say, hey, can we play cards? Can we play this with you? And I was like, okay. And God, I've played the game a few times online, but it is much more fun when you play that with like people in front of you in a room, like in the same room as you, because just the reactions are so much more hilarious. Like even me, like the first one was what are my parents hiding from me? And the winner, which I almost couldn't say because it just caught me off guard so bad, was coat hanger abortions. Like that game, seriously, that is some fucked up shit. I think I kind of lost terribly at that. I don't. The one of the ones I think I won was what was it? Um, it had to be like something good to the last drop or something, and I put dick fingers just because I thought, well, I don't think that'll necessarily win, but it is kind of funny. It's like good to the last drop, dick fingers. I get it. So a lot of them, the further the night went, the darker the ones I chose got. To the point that at the end of the night, when I was playing with a third group of people, so because I played with 3 different groups of people, like one lot, they just went, okay, we're going back out here now, and I was just like, okay, and I just sort of sat there and chill. And one group was like, hey, you want to play or something? And I was like, okay. So I started playing with them. And it's funny because like I was interacting with them, and I am a person who is usually very shy and nervous around people that I don't know. But maybe it's just because, this was with other geeks that I was just able to actually talk to people. Like, I don't think I necessarily randomly started conversations out of nowhere with someone sort of standing next to me or anything, but, when I was playing Cards Against Humanity with people, I talked a lot. And, um, yeah, like one of the last ones, they were really like, how fucked up are you? Or something like that. And I even said, and this is a quote, probably not a direct quote, um, I, honestly feel like this game was made for me. Because, god damn it, whether it's inheriting it from a friend, basically, his sort of dark humor rubbing off on me or something, I've pretty much got a very, very dark sense of humor. Like, there is a very tiny limit to how far I will go. Um, at least, for a game like that, where it's kind of necessary, let's face it, you need to either be really fucked up or really clever, which is kind of how I judged them, which was some were pretty fucked up, but others were also really clever. So usually I'd actually go for what was clever. Um, like I was actually torn between with that coat hanger abortions one where it was what are my parents hiding from me. One was hope. So I'm pretty sure I went with that. I was really close to going with that. And some just are really hard. Like some are actually really good or really funny, really fucked up, or just really clever. So it's really hard. I actually stayed there. The thing went from 7 at night until 11. So yeah, I guess you could say 3 to 4 hours, depending. Um, I was there until almost 11:30, and I'd unfortunately told my mum to make her way over 5 minutes before 11 because I thought they were going to kick us out at 11. Like I seriously thought they were going to be like, okay, everything's finished up, get out, guys, please. We need to start clearing shit up. Nope. It wasn't until like 24 minutes past 11 that I realized that my mom had already called me once, and I said, yeah, I'm in the middle of playing with this Cards Against Humanity. Well, I didn't say that. I was just like, I was playing something with people, and I didn't think the game would take that much longer, so I just, kept going. And then it got to that time, and I was like, okay, guys, my mom's been waiting out the front, so I'm just gonna have to duck out. So, yeah, if I don't just hitch a ride with someone that's going next year, if it does happen, um, next year, which I hope it does, because that was really fun. Expensive, but really fun. Which some people bitched about that price, but really they did it at the convention center here in my hometown, and they had free booze, and there was people coming around with little bits of nibblies and stuff. So, you got what you paid for. Um, and if you didn't, well, too fucking bad. You shouldn't have forked out that much. Um, but yeah, like that's if anything, the fact that I stayed there for, excuse me, close to half an hour after the damn thing finished should tell you that that was definitely worth it. Then there was Sugar City Con, which happened a few days ago. It happened on the 23rd. And it went from 10 in the morning until 6 at night. I didn't stay there the whole time because I'd actually been awake since 1:30ish the previous day, and I had basically it got to like 1 in the morning on Saturday, and I just couldn't get to sleep. And then it rolled around to like 2, I think, and I just couldn't get to sleep. I was too excited, my guess. So I just went, fuck it, and I didn't sleep. And then I slept for like 14 hours that night. I woke up at 8 in the morning after going to bed slightly after 6 o'clock. Make of that what you will. I probably could have slept longer, honestly. I forced myself out of bed after 14 hours. Because that happens. If you're awake for 24 hours, you're going to have to sleep for a hell of a lot just to regain the lost sleep. And apparently there have been people that had it worse, that had been awake for like, I don't know, since the night before, the morning before. So technically having been awake longer than me. I think even this one cosplayer who was cosplaying as Corpse Bride said that she'd essentially clocked off work, come to Mackay, and hadn't slept since. So she didn't get, after finishing work, she did not have any sleep between then and going to the con. So like, that's dedication. She wanted to be there, and as did I, so we just lost sleep. Because, well, we've got to be there, so, I actually took photos at that one. Haven I didn't, because I just really just forgot about it. It did not occur to me that I probably should have brought a camera. You would have had to deal with flash anyway, but Sugar City Con, I was going to use my dad's camera, but he was asleep, so I didn't really want to go in scurrying around his room looking for it, or waking him up to ask him where the hell it is. Because he had said I could borrow it, but he was asleep, so I didn't bother. And when I was there, a sister of mine that also went for a few hours, her son had football later, so she didn't stay for all that long. She stayed for like maybe 3 hours. She just basically gave me her camera. She was like, well, I have my phone anyway, so if I want to take photos, I can just use my phone. So she just did that for like the one photo I think she actually took. And and I just used a camera. And I didn't even take that many. I took about like, let's see, 7 photos technically, but only really 6 that I'm actually kind of wanting to like share around necessarily. One is just like, it was a bit of an odd shot of a group thing of cosplayers, so it's I'll probably put a link in the description when I'm done of that. And for Haven and for this, a guy basically went around with the camera, essentially videoing a bunch of the cosplayers and that. So I will also give a link to that guy's YouTube page, because honestly, it's some good stuff that he got of Haven, and I'm really looking forward to see what he came up with for Sugar City Con, especially considering at the early hours of that day, that would have been fucking crowded as hell, and he would not have been able to do that all that much. Like, that would have just been extremely friggin' hard to do, because you couldn't move. Apparently, over the entire day, there was 1,000 people plus. That's insane. Haven The 18 plus one with free booze got 360 tops, or thereabouts. And it really did not surprise me that Haven got less than Sugar City Con because, well, kids were actually allowed to go to Sugar City Con. So whole families could come rather than just, either individuals or couples or groups of friends that happen to be over 18. So, and Sugar City Con, yeah, got photos in that. They did a Mario Kart Wii competition, which again, I got knocked out in my first try. Yay. And I'd actually been, I think I came second though that time. Maybe third, but I know I wasn't last. So I either came third or second. My guess is I came second. Yeah, I came second. So, um, which is kind of annoying because I wanted to, the funny thing is I didn't really care as much because there wasn't really, well, okay, you won a rental of the setup they were using to do this game, which is basically like a projector screen and the screen. And it was just if I had one, I would have just probably given it to whoever came second, because there would be no place to have it in my parents' house, so winning it would be kind of pointless. And really, that's not me being like a solo loser, sort of justifying my loss or anything. It was just, Even before it happened, I was just like, well, if I did win, which I wasn't expecting to anyway, I was hoping to make it past the first round, but, oh well. I at least won in the, one or two things that I did that were just for fun. Funny thing was, one of them at least, if not the only one that I might have done, was against 3 kids. One was my niece, and I think the other 2 were just 2 random kids. I don't know. I came first, and I even said to the guy that was managing it at the time, looking the volunteer at the event, looking after it, when he came over, to check, grab the controller to reset it back to the menu screen or whatever, I was just like, thank God I didn't lose to a bunch of kids. I mean, I haven't played this game all that much lately, but oh God, if I had lost, that would have been pretty embarrassing. I mean, no one was really around to see it, but it's just one of those things that it would have been really fucking embarrassing. So yeah, in the cosplay competition, I watched most of it. I don't think I watched the whole thing, but it was interesting how some people were really dedicated to at least somewhat being in character, to the point, to the fucking point that this one person, I think it was a girl, but I'm not too sure. Sorry, I'm pretty sure it was doing either, I think it was a crossplay, so cross-dressing cosplay, or maybe not, I don't know. It was an Ace Attorney character, and I'm not really familiar with those games, so I wouldn't have a clue. Basically, they were in character to the point that they looked like they were actually doing the overdone thing where it looked like that she was pulling it off so convincingly that they were actually like, whoa, 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 do we need to get some help here? It's like, are you alright? Are you alright? And she's just like, I'm in character. He just jumps up and is like, hey, I'm in character, guys. You don't have to worry about it. And just played it off like, what the fuck are you guys, idiots? Sort of thing, without actually saying that. But it was just so funny. And what else was there? The Joker, who had a pretty good Joker voice, I'd say. And the funny thing was, is after a while, he just sort of dropped it. It's like, I'm in character. But of course, it was like eventually sort of dropped it. Oh no, wait, no, he just randomly dropped it, and then Shogo, who was one of the volunteers slash hosts of the cosplay competition, was kind of was just like, um, like, oh, you wrecked it, you dropped the voice, and and it's like, come on, you can't talk in that voice too long, otherwise you'll hurt your throat. Um, they're really good cosplayers, a lot of really good cosplayers. And I was amazed at how many actually made their own. Like, there were plenty that had just bought them, or like bought the main part, but then made the accessories and stuff themselves. Like, there was a Deadpool cosplayer that I took a photo of with the Corpse Bride cosplayer, which is honestly my favorite photo. Um, which I only really did because of the dead corpse pun sort of association. He did not make the main part of his outfit, but he did. They were his own shoes that he was wearing because he was wearing just sneakers, which, for all I know, that is part of Deadpool's thing, but I usually think he has boots, but who cares? I didn't. There was another Deadpool that I do think had boots, but I don't know. And yeah, like that guy was, in a way, that guy was just goofing around anyway. So, from what I've seen of the other pictures he did, it was really funny to see how committed to the character he was and that he knew his shit about the character he was cosplaying. Which I'm not saying most cosplayers don't. I wouldn't fucking know. These are the first two cons that I've gone to. If anything, I was sort of surprised that there were two Deadpools, let alone one. There was, let's see, I think there was a few Harley Quinns, though one, honestly, I'm going to say, did not look like Harley Quinn to me. And I don't mean like, oh, how dare she, sort of thing, but she was basically just looked like a stereotypical, and I'm not calling the girl herself a slut, but, the slutty schoolgirl or the fetishy schoolgirl sort of outfit basically looked like what she was wearing, with a bit of makeup and her hair in pigtails. I can't really be a judge of cosplays because, well, A, I'm not a cosplayer, and B, like, I wouldn't know shit about it anyway. And, you can wear whatever you want, basically, and pass it off. But, I don't know. Like, honestly, what it seemed to remind me more of was like a completely different character from some vampire game that a female reviewer called Diamanda Hagen, uses a song from the game that I'm thinking about, which I do not remember the name off the top of my head because I've never played it. But basically, if you go looking for the song Lecha Bitch, the girl, the character in the cover of that, or the image in that you'll see if you go to the right one, that's kind of what she looked like. So it evoked that more to me than Harley Quinn. But, again, nothing really against her or anything. I was just like, there was even people saying, like, wait, she was supposed to be Harley Quinn? And, like, not in a sort of a, oh, you're doing it wrong way. And even I don't mean that, but, you have to be really, really careful what you say about that sort of thing. The person that hosted I'm basically just going to be talking about cosplayers now because I've talked about everything else. There was a woman, I think she'd be about my age, I don't know, maybe a bit older or younger. At Haven, she was Yuna from Yuna's main outfit from Final Fantasy X2, or I guess it's just 10-2, whatever you want to call it. Um, and that was a really damn good cosplay. I did not tell her that, and I kind of regret not saying anything. But yeah, that was a really damn good cosplay. She really did look like a white Yuna, and I'm pretty sure she even went as far as to having contacts. So she actually had the different eye colors. That was pretty sweet. And like, I forget if she actually did that or not, but you know, she has a YouTube page, by the way, which I'll probably link. Vicky-vic cosplay, if you don't already know who she is, which if you're watching my stuff, I highly doubt it. The only viewer I really have that's consistent is from Europe, so I doubt you'd know about an obscure cosplayer from Australia. Yeah, she's got some good stuff. So at Sugar City Con, she was. And initially, when I heard about it on her Facebook page, I thought it was just like a Rule 63 version that had been given a name of Captain America. The irony being that Captain America is kind of a unisex name anyway. But apparently, it's just an actual female version of Captain America called American Dream. That outfit was fucking amazing. And she made the entire thing, from what I can tell, herself. I don't think it was necessarily completely from scratch. I don't know. I'd have to go back and check or ask her. But at the very least, majority of it was, or like she got stuff and then painted it to be the right color rather than she didn't buy the outfit as is. Even though I swear to God, that looks like a professional made it, and apparently she's only been doing this for a few years. Like 2 tops or something like that. Like, that's a fucking amazing. Someone from fucking buttfuck nowhere in Queensland pulled that shit off. That's insane. And I really regret not taking a photo of her, because I really, aside from that one group shot, I didn't take a photo of a cosplayer without asking. That I remember. I think the first one I took of the Corpse Bride on her own, I just sort of held the camera up and just sort of waited for her to acknowledge, and then she was just okay with it. So, you know, but otherwise, I didn't really want to do it, take photos, unless I actually asked the people. Aside from that, like one time. So I got about, I think I got about 6 technically, of either individuals or whatever. There was a doctor, not fucking Doctor Who Channel 7, you stupid cunts. Is fucking the Doctor, not Doctor Who. And even you didn't even spell Doctor right, you fucking cunts. That bugs the shit. DR dot, like DR friggin' full stop. Who is Peter Cushing? Okay? There legitimately is a Doctor, as in DR, Who, but it's movies, and it's Peter fucking Cushing, okay? If I fucking catch you saying that, that's who I think you're talking about. So if I know that you actually mean Doctor Who, as in the show, the character is called the Doctor. Yes, in the old stuff he was credited occasionally as Doctor Who, but fuck, I don't know. That seemed to be really inconsistent anyway. So that's a whole nother video, whole nother argument that I really don't want to get into. But there was this guy that was going around as the 10th Doctor that I'd technically seen from Sugar City Con images that they'd uploaded, where essentially they would like out and about doing promoting the event, and they had cosplayers basically, whether they were volunteers or not, they just got a bunch of cosplayers together that wanted to show up. They basically said, we're going to be here. If you want to help us out, show up. And I'd seen him in images of that as the 10th Doctor. Or if you really want to be technical, 11th, 12th. By how the canon works now. And I got a photo of him on his own. Well, technically there was a guy standing next to him, but I was really only aiming for him, so it, you know. And then I noticed that there was a guy walking around as Sherlock as the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock. Who honestly, that was a really fucking good cosplay. Like, that seems like he would have just put that together out of op shop stuff, or just generally, bought all the stuff separately and then made an outfit. My fucking god, that dude really pulled that off. He really has a Benedict Cumberbatch-ish look. A bit more tan, but I didn't really give a fuck. That dude, to me, really looked like Sherlock, or at least, the new Sherlock. And I just realized, you know what? I have to get a photo of these two guys together. I'm not into that whole Super Who-Lock crap, or even Doctor Who, Sherlock crossover crap, but I do like Doctor Who and Sherlock, so I just figured, you know what? No one else seems to have thought of this yet, so I'll do it. And at least one other person actually, I think maybe they tried to get a photo while I was doing it, or like they kind of got their camera out quicker than me, so they got it first, and then I got the one of them both. And what I found really sad was that when I got a picture kind of near the end of the day of this one guy who was cosplaying as Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs, there were two that were running around, and I really wish that I'd got the other one as well, because really I like both of their outfits, but I only got one who was a sneaky little bastard, because I'd see him and I'd go, okay, yeah, should I go up to him? Should I ask? And then just eventually would be like, okay, I've got to get him, and then gone. Don't know where he's gone, but he's gone. And like one bit, he was sort of standing out in the open, and I was like, okay, there he is. Look away, look back, gone. I move slightly to the left, and it turns out he's standing behind something. I'm just thinking, without even knowing it, this guy was he was Aiden Pierce for that. As far as, at least if you go by like the multiplayer online stuff, that's what it felt like. I've only seen people stream that game so far, and that's what it felt like to me. It felt like I was legitimately like someone online playing this, looking for the fucking other person, and just took forever. But when I finally got him and asked for a picture, and like finally man nutted up and asked to get a picture of him, one of his friends said, "Wow, that's like the first time you've been stopped for a picture." And he was like, "Pretty much." I felt really sad about that. Like, come on, people, it's fucking Aiden Pierce, Watch Dogs, come on. Yeah, the game's relatively new, but come on. Whether he bought or made it or whatever, that was a pretty decent cosplay, and he was about the right size and build too anyway. At least in my opinion he was. So yeah, it really bugged me that he didn't. Another cosplayer that I saw and I knew was going to be there, but I didn't take a photo of, which really bugs me, there was a female Link plus size cosplayer, and Rule 63, Zelda. Oh, sorry, Link, Link, not Zelda. I know the difference. I slipped up. I said female, so automatically, why does my mind go to Zelda for some stupid fucking reason? Uh, some stupid reason, but she's the girl. Anyway, I hope I'm saying this right. Poyo-chan cosplay, which I guess now that I've mentioned it, I'll put her link in the description as well. Um, she came down from Bowen, which is like not really a tremendous drive, but you know, she actually came from out of town just to go to this. That's like you actually fucking want to go to this thing. Like holy crap. And she did that for Haven too. At Haven she was like, oh god, what the fuck character was she? I don't remember honestly off the top of my head because I haven't seen the movie that it's from. But she was an character from a Miyazaki film, I think it was. Kiki's Delivery Service, and she was the titular character. I could be getting that wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But there you go. I wanted to get a photo with her, or like photo of her, anyway, because you know, at least I knew she was going to be there, and she actually looked pretty good in the thing. Like, I really don't get why plus size cosplayers really cop shit. Like, isn't it that like, really to me, the only people that do that sort of shit are the people that are like, oh, we only like female cosplayers, or just cosplayers generally, if they're sexually attractive to us. And the irony is that, you know, plus size women and men are actually attractive to plenty of people. So, do with that information what you will. um, but yeah, basically I just wimped out every time trying to ask. Um, Funnily enough, I'm pretty sure there wasn't really a female cosplayer that I outright really asked except for the Corpse Bride cosplayer. There was a Death Note group. Light, L, Misa, and... God damn it. Ryuk. Like, to me, it looked like most of them were just Rule 63ing it, but I could be wrong because apparently they were all teenagers. So, for all I know, all the people playing guys were technically guys, but goddamn, that L cosplayer just went for it. Like, no one would be paying attention to him, her, and they just went for it. They saw him walking around, like, just randomly eating, like, a lollipop or something, and it was just like, yes! Like, it just... They sold that. Like, I think they were the only truly committed one out of the group. Like, you just see them randomly standing around. He or she would just be just generally sort of just, you know, actually acting like Elle, which I think is the most committed I saw anyone. And I'll defy you, anyone at that con, that even when no one was looking, they were in character. Like, you know, I don't think they were in character for like the entire day necessarily, but like, you know, change their stance. Weirdly, like creepily kind of looking around, just spacing out in a way, whilst eating and all this other stuff. And it's like, it's just hilarious. It's great. I really wanted to get a photo of that group, but oh well. Um, who else did I want to get a photo of that I didn't? Ooh, because it's it's kind of weird that that's what this has devolved into. But oh, I actually wanted to get a third photo of the 10th Doctor cosplayer with a future Trunks cosplayer, like as in Dragon Ball Z, because time travelers. But unfortunately, I didn't. So oh well. Like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, but one was in line for a signing, so I didn't really want to. I probably should have, but I just didn't want to bother him. And by the time he was out, I couldn't find the Doctor, like the Doctor cosplayer. So I was like, fuck, because I think he'd gone into like a Q&A thing or something, and I was just like, oh, damn it, why didn't I try it when they were both out there in the main area? Oh. Oh well. My own damn fault for not actually going through. Like, I do thank and have like a few times now thrown this out there, but thank you. If any of you ever see this, if I link this in that Makai Cosplays group or whatever, thank you for letting me take photos of you, because really it took a lot for me to actually approach people and ask. Like, I'm very shy and nervous around people I don't know, so I was like, I wasn't necessarily terrified in a place like that, but it's the concept of having to go up and ask is like, oh, I don't want to, but it's the only way I'll allow myself to take a photo of them. So yeah, that's really about all I got. The one sort of screening thing that they did that I actually went to was, God, what was it? Ruby, the Rooster Teeth American anime thing. They were essentially showing the entire first volume or whatever it was of it. I got 2 episodes in. I really liked it. At least from what I could tell, it was like 2 or 3 episodes, maybe more, into it. And then I was just so goddamn tired. This was like about 5 o'clock, and I'd been sitting down for so long that even Ezekiel think that. Sorry. I set up myself for that, and I had to go there. If only briefly. But yeah, I'd been sitting down for like an hour, maybe 2 by then, and I was just starting to nod off, or like it felt like I was really starting to get tired, and I really didn't want to fall asleep in there. And I thought, well, this is technically online for free anyway. I'll just watch it online on their site or something, the Rooster Teeth site or whatever. Though yes, now thanks to Sugar City Con, I actually do want to check that out properly. Before, when I saw it, like trailers for it or something, I was just like, eh. Or like I saw that they were doing it, and I was just like, eh. But after having seen a few episodes, definitely going to give it a proper try. They were showing it as a movie, essentially, though. So, like, no intro aside from maybe the first bit. And then no outros, no credits, nothing for the rest of it. But, yeah, it really was just the fact that I was getting way too fucking tired. I've been awake for, like, close to 28 hours by then, I think. So I was like, oh, not 28. Oh, it might have been 28. Well, yeah, actually. Or was it? God, I don't fucking know. So let's see, about 1:30 would have been 24. Another, 28. There you go. About 28 hours. So after, I think I rang my mum to come get me. Figured that she'd be at least 15 minutes. Wimped out of asking the American Dream cosplayer Vicky-Vic to to get a photo because she was eating. And I was like, I don't really want to interrupt. Because in the case, like that was mainly my case, is a few of the times was either they were eating or they just generally looked busy to me, or they were having a conversation with someone, and I really didn't want to necessarily interrupt. There was once with the Sherlock cosplayer where I interrupted a conversation they were having because I just really wanted to get this done. but yeah, like otherwise, like hell, even with the Deadpool cosplayer, when I got a photo of him with the Corpse Bride cosplayer, I waited. I sort of stood there for a while and waited until he'd finished doing what he happened to be doing, which was just generally looking at or buying or whatever something at one of the stalls. And I just, I didn't want to interrupt him while he was buying something. So I waited for him to finish and then asked him. Yeah, went home and one other photo that I regret not taking. I was waiting outside near like the very edge of the driveway thing into the PCYC. And who's there but the Sherlock cosplayer? And he's just got like his hands in his pockets, still got the whole get up on, because at this point it has started to get cold. Because we're not in the, for one thing, we're not in the actual PCYC anymore. So all the heat that had accumulated from that much of that mass of humanity that had been in that one confined space, like confined in that the fact that, let's face it, there was hundreds of people in there, if not almost 1,000 in there at a time. So it wasn't until later in the day when things thinned out that the place could actually air out properly. And plus it wasn't really all that windy anyway, so until later. But yeah, he was just waiting outside. The sun was kind of still going down. You're staring off into the distance somewhere, and I'm just like, fuck, I should ask him for a photo, like right the fuck now. Or just sneak one while he's standing there looking that awesome. Because like, it was really cool. And I was just like, I should really fucking ask him for a photo right now. Just have him go, just do what you're doing, and then just take a photo. Like, I really regret that. And there was people that came down from Cairns, and God, that would have been like a 6 hour, maybe more, drive there. And then they would have gone back like the next night, or the next day I should say, so Sunday. And there was a lot less than I thought there would be, though, the way they were like campaigning to get these people to my hometown for this. It was like, wow. They only needed a very small shuttle bus. Well, okay, to be fair, there would have been at least 20. But considering the big deal this seemed to be, I was expecting a lot more than 20. At least it looked like the thing could seat about 20. Maybe more than that. Maybe there was more than that. But I don't know. They actually arrived. We arrived and left at about the same time. I was still waiting in line to get in when they arrived. And they were still... they had got in. And they were, like, basically they were behind me, like, directly. That's how weird the timing was. And then as I was waiting to be picked up, they were all leaving. So that was interesting to bring up. Yeah, really fun. Both of them were really fun. I really hope to God they happen again next year. And by the looks of it, both will. I really hope that is true. But yeah, it really looks like it. Other cities are apparently campaigning to get Sugar City Con to happen there. And here's what I have to say to those people. Fuck you. Make your own. Okay, I take back the fuck you, but seriously. Make your own. You don't need to piggyback on the people, which I don't know why I pointed at myself there. You don't need to piggyback on ours. Just make your own, guys. Like, you've got the initiative there. You've got people that want it. Okay, do it. The person that wanted Haven to happen did it. The person that wanted Sugar City Con to happen did it. You know how hell, Haven happened because it was being sponsored by Game Traders, for all I can tell, and like a bunch of other people seem to be sponsoring it. Sugar City Con was crowdfunded. In fact, I was one of the people that helped crowdfund it. That's how I got in. I got in because I donated $10 to them on their Indiegogo campaign, so I got basically admission for $10, and the final at the door price was $15, so I just saved myself $5. Because I thought, hey, why not? Let's support this sort of thing. I'm not sure if they actually made their budget, but and I think in a way, the basically that might have even been it. It's like how much they made from that depended on where they could go. And yeah, like Townsville and Cairns, please organize your own. You don't need to piggyback on us. This is not a supernova scenario. Supernova happens in major cities. Okay, you want Sugar City Con to just be the. Okay, you want Sugar Nova. That's what you want. You want Sugar Nova in Queensland. And just, guys, seriously, make your own. Get the initiative, get the people that can help it happen, and do it. You don't need to go, oh, hey, can you guys bring that up here? And really, even if what you're saying is that you want to start your own, but label it Sugar City Con Townsville, Sugar City Con Cairns, does that really even fit? Like, what is Townsville known for? Dairy Farm Stadium. And that's about it. Well, that's me. I've only really been to Townsville like twice. Once for like junior rugby league, and once to go visit JCU. Cairns, I've never been. And yes, they'd probably have cane farms up there as well, and in Townsville. But it's like, come on. If you're going to do something like that, then, do it. But don't be like, hey guys, can you bring that thing from Mackay up this way? Because in a way, some ways I've seen it worded almost seems like, hey, don't do that shit in Mackay again, bring it up this way. And I'm like, hey, get your own, damn it. Pretty much just because I'm like, well, this is the first sort of thing I've been able to go to. If it happens in Townsville or Cairns, I can't go. Because I wouldn't be able to afford it. Yes, I actually have money now, but not that kind of money to throw around. If I didn't live with my parents, I'd be out on the fucking street. I make that little. I mean, I was working more regularly, I would be. So that is my own fault. But still. And I really think this video has gone on fucking long enough, because I have really been ranting and not really making much sense anymore. And rambling. So yeah. Haven and Sugar City Con 2015, here's hoping. If they do happen, I'll definitely be going and cosplaying. Because if there's something that I got out of these two events, more than just, actually realizing how many fucking geeks there are in Mackay. Oh no, let's live where I live. Oh well. I just generally, mainly Sugar City Con that did it, convinced me, yes, I do want to give cosplaying a try. Mainly buying outfits, or at least a few. But, like, basically, a male version of the Pokemon character Misty, and a male version of the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya character Mikuru Asahina, and that's basically all I've got lined up to eventually do. Pretty much the Misty one would probably happen first because it would probably be cheaper, because it'd basically be suspenders, red suspenders, a yellow sleeveless shirt, like complete shirt, not a crop top. Yeah. On me, currently in my physique, hell no. Hell, even if I had a fucking six pack, hell no. I'm not Stevie Richards. um, and 3/4 jeans, because I would probably do that cosplay at Sugar City Con. And if there's one thing I learned from Sugar City Con is if they do it at the PCYC again, say no to long pants. I felt really sorry for some of those cosplayers there because they would have been blisteringly hot. Like, holy shit. Like, even when they reminded us, like, yeah, you should probably drink water in that. I went to the water, sort of like the one water fountain they had the entire fucking place. And and then even got my mum to sort of come in, bring me like $10 just so I could get some food and water. I didn't get Coke, I didn't get any other soft drink or anything, I just got a bottle of water. That lasted me the rest of the day, pretty much. And like got one hot dog, and somehow that got me through that entire day. But anyway, that's enough because it's gone too fucking long. I can't even tell how long it's fucking gone, but it's gone too long for me. So yeah, once again, Guardians of the Galaxy review. I will have to see it again before I actually review it, but short version, if you haven't seen it, go and fucking see it right now. Right the fuck now. If you can afford to, go see it right now. And see it twice. But of course, I'm only really seeing it twice because I'll only have to pay for food if I get any. So, that's all for now. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully that will be relatively soon, but who knows with me. At least I made this video, so I at least had something out this week. Whether I do the Guardians of the Galaxy review this week, hopefully, maybe even tomorrow, I don't know. But yeah, who knows? Here's hoping at the very least. So yeah, I'm Thomas Firehart. I will see you next time.